Alright.
Alright, shalom, shalom.
Shalom. We are the Israelites. We come to preach the truth of the Bible. We tell the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that you are the Israelites according to the Bible. But before that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Harakat, Ba'dash,
and double honor to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We do well. And peace and blessings to the elect.
Alright, we're going to go through the Spirit. And I'm going to go straight to Matthew 24th chapter because of all the things that have been going on around the world. And if you brothers been in your watch, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But because we are teachers, we're going to bring it out anyway, all right? It's the book of Matthew chapter 24, and this is out of Yahushua's mouth. I'm actually going to read starting at verse 4 just to give full context, okay? It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For the nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. I brought that out because there's been a narrative all throughout social media and around the world about the end times. And I know we hear about this every year about some new pandemics, scandemics, or volcanoes and different things going off. But there has been a really high focus point on the end times because of all the things that are going on around the world. And to get into a few of those, I'm going to go into just a few things around the world, right? So, the volcano in Russia erupts following record earthquakes and swarms of tremors. Remember, I just talked about earthquakes in diverse places and what natural disasters are upkeep. There was a, if you've seen all over TikTok, you can actually watch the tsunami in Hawaii. They have video of the earthquake going off, and you see the wave come up and utterly, basically obliterate or just flood the entire coast, right? Where was that come from? Earthquakes in diverse places. Look what happened over down in Texas with the floods. They got video footage of literally in split second, it went from being pristine and no clouds to all of a sudden all the houses are underwater. And if you know anything about Texas always builds houses on a high plateau because of it. So these houses are so elevated that they shouldn't flood. But guess what? Completely flooded, right? There's more. We all know about what's going on in Thailand and Cambodia, about how they shot a couple of missiles over some land. This is more uprisings of the people and uprisings of different nations going at it. All right. Right here, another article. Swarm of earthquakes rattle Southern California and Inland Empire.
Man, that's where brothers, that's where a lot of the main camp from LA brothers teach.
Yep.
Inland Empire.
Yep. And NYC bracing for severe flooding. Right. You see what happened over in Texas. Now NYC is on the verge of having severe flooding over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, we just had a flood warning today.
Yep.
I was on 76 earlier than the flooding now.
Right. And here and this just to give more, just being on our watch. Trump administration to launch new private health tracking system with the help of big tech. Now, I actually read about this a couple of months ago, and this is why they've been doing if you notice, a lot of the companies, a lot of the cell phone companies are getting rid of Apple Watches for free. Hey, add a $10 plan, you get an Apple Watch for free. You can go get an Apple Watch right now from most companies for free. Or they'll say, hey, get a new phone, we'll throw the tablet and the Apple Watch with it. Why? Because they're trying to tracking by health tracking and monitoring. This is just the prerequisites or the prequel to what? The mark of the beast. Right? Let's see. Turkey just unveiled the most powerful thermobaric bomb known to man. Here we go. Now we got nations who are showing off new weapons that we've never even heard of. What the hell is a thermobaric bomb? Let's look that up because I actually don't know what that is.
My thing is this: if we were really in the time of where nations were trying to get peace, why is everybody building weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Why is the U.S. trying so hard to stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons? But you can have nuclear weapons.
Right here, thermobaric weapons, also known as fuel air explosives or vacuum bombs, or a type of explosive that uses a fuel-rich mixture dispersed in the air and then ignited, creating a large explosion with a powerful blast wave and high temperatures. They differ from conventional explosives by relying on atmospheric oxygen for combustion rather than pre-packaged oxidizers. Don't know what the hell that is, but I understand that oxygen fuels the fire. So this fuel is in the air and it's high temperature. So that basically is an incinerator. The atomic bombs to set off a thermonuclear bomb. Okay.
When I heard thermal, I kind of lowers me to the idea, but you got it.
If it was a nuke, they would have said it was a nuke. It said thermobaric. That's why I looked it up.
Okay. Thermonuclear. Thermobaric.
Thermobaric. Right? Here's the tsunami. The tsunami alerts triggered for Hawaii, Alaska, U.S. West Coast after a monster 8.7 quake strikes of Russia. So these earthquakes that were found that happened in Russia was so powerful that it actually created a tsunami. Now you can go right now on TikTok right now and look up the tsunami in Hawaii, and that shit looks crazy. You even got motherfuckers out there crazy enough to be trying to paddle, like trying to go surfing, thinking that it was gonna be a small fucking wave, and you see this shit come up, bro. They was in I think a plane. They were in a plane looking down, and the wave was so high you can actually see the difference between the land and the actual water.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was one of those, man. It was one of those.
Like a tsunami.
Mm-hmm. It was a tsunami, yeah. All right, so get back into the scriptures. Lucky, I'm a little tired, man. I've been on go for the past 3 days straight, but we are men. We're not allowed to complain.
There's no rest for us in this life, maybe in the next.
And we're also not allowed to complain. Think about it. Every time I met
clip.
Shalom, brother.
I saw that clip.
Oh, you're talking about the Tom Chevy John. There's no rest for me in this life.
Learners.
Maybe in the next. Yep.
This is 2nd Esdras 9, starting at the top. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part the signs pass, which I had told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yep. So once you see the signs of the end times, like the brother was bringing out, the different earthquakes and tsunamis and different countries, pretty much war and rumors of war go not only into actual like missile fire, but the development of new weapons is rumors of war, because what is the point of developing new weapons if you're not preparing for war? So when you see these times, when you see the smaller countries and the smaller nations developing nuclear capability or atomic bombs and different destructive weaponry, that's when you know you're coming into the end. That's when you know. And when you see these times, we rejoice in it. Why? Because we hope in the end of this world, because what we know with what? The world that follows is a righteous world.
Hebrews 13:14.
Yep. And we know the scriptures that Amos say it, woe to you that desire the day of the Lord, right? To what end is it for you? But that's not speaking to the elect, to the righteous. That's speaking to the wicked. You got people who don't even know what the day of the Lord is. They think that the day of the Lord is brightness, when it really is darkness. But we know that because we put the sacrifice in now, that when those times come, we cash our faith in. And the Most High would deliver us to come into the world the next
You know what's crazy? The conversation we having right now at work today. All the boys, so all the brothers in it that work for me, I mean, they all know that we Israelites. They all kind of like, you know how we were when we was like cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Like we was in it like, I'm an Israelite.
Year,
but they don't really understand like, the magnitude took us down, because they hear me talk a lot. So they was in there like, Jacob's trouble happened, bro. I can't wait till the Lord, they be like saying stuff like, I can't wait till the Lord give me spiritual power. Can't wait till the Lord bring me spiritual power, because I'm going to be out here wreaking havoc. And I'm in my head like, it all sound good. It all sound good, but if you really not doing what you're supposed to do, you ain't going to get none of that.
You're not going to get spiritual power unless you got high faith.
So we were talking, and they were talking about, I'm going to have the hollow tips and all that. I'm like, bro, I hear you, and you can have weapons. And there's nothing wrong with having weapons, but if the Lord ain't blessing you and your weapons, it's obsolete.
You won't even get a chance to use your
Matter of
weapons.
fact, the brother I just got off the phone, he just called me just now and said, how you say Yeshua's name? Because he be saying it wrong. I said, Yahawashi. He said, what's his first and last name? I said, it's Yahawashi, bro.
Yahweh Shai bun Judah.
first and
Or
last.
Yahweh Shai bun Yahweh. Son of.
I just told him.
uh,
I just told him Yahweh Shai
Joseph.
Mashiach. Just be like, yo, let
Which
me.
is-
Yeah, I mean, son of. I know what you're
Yep.
saying, but I didn't want to
I know, but
go
yeah,
to
yeah,
for some
yeah.
brothers to be like, hey, bro, you think
Wait,
Yahweh Shai.
first name, last name is a thing of
It's
a thing of this world
The thing of this world, exactly. You know,
or this nation.
because they used to say I am Shalawamya from the house of Asher, from the father of, and then I would say my father's name. Remember, like I'm Utrit, son of
Yeah.
Utrit,
Or you
of
have
Levenberg.
or you have a title like
look, I just did it.
Uriah the Hittite.
Uhtred, son of Uhtred,
The
son of
Utrit, son of Utrit
Utrid.
of Bebenberg. I am Shalawamya of whatever I'm saying, of
Bun is
Bun is son.
son right here, bro.
son of, yeah. So, you know, but we were having this conversation and they was all in there talking about what they gonna do in Jacob's trouble. And I'm sitting there laughing at them and I kind of had to give them a little like, hey, fellas, it all sounds fun and games right now, but y'all gonna end up dying the way y'all acting. I said, bro, the only person that can save us in weapons, and everything you got, you thinking that you gonna do. You talking about, yeah, well, me and my lady buy this because my man, he just got married or whatever. So he wants something like, he love his wife. He one of them like, it's my rib, he one of those. He literally like, I said, so what if 5 Edomites broke into the crib and you got an arsenal? I said, it's all well and said when you think you ready until you actually get ready. And then I brought up I brought up the gun range. My brother took me to the gun range, right? And when it was only like 10, 15 feet away, I was spot on with a handgun. Bop, bop, head shots, chest shots. I'm thinking I'm out here. We pushed that joint back another 10 yards.
15, 20, 25.
Bro, they went from head shots to I'm hitting over the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I'm down here. I'm like, bro, I hear what you're saying, but you got these Edomites that are well trained for this shit.
from
They're
trained from the youth.
And you with Jake, who just because you got an arsenal doesn't mean you're gonna be able to use the weapon. That's like a man with a katana, which I have one. I got a katana, but do I know how to swing a katana? No, I'm gonna use.
samurai coming. You think you're doing something?
And he out here, ha ha ha, and I'm over here like, I mean, it ain't happening, Captain. So I was trying to give them perspective, and I told them the truth. I said a lot of y'all gonna die, and I didn't mean it in a disrespectful way, but I had to give it to them raw because like, y'all all proclaiming Israelite now, but you're not understanding. Then I gave them the breakdown of the hierarchy of the kingdom of heaven, right? The reason why I did that was because I had to tell them like, yo, the 144,000 and the 1/3 going to be saved up out of that, but 2 out of every 3 people going to die. And I try to give them the perspective of it. I say, yo, bro, it's one thing to act tough and feel tough. I said, have you ever felt that fear where you ever see them in the movies that feet are petrified where they can't move?
Can't move.
I said, I told him, I experienced that before. Now, it was when the Lord showed me a demon, but I still understood what that feeling was. Like, it took everything in my power just to say, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, right? And I was like petrified. And I'm a big dude. I'm 6 foot,
Ain't that what
205
means?
Yeah,
It'd be meat. Oh, okay, right.
Turned to stone.
Right, okay.
But basically, petrified means scared into stone. You know what I mean? But I wound up, I'm 6 foot, 215 pounds. I'm not a small dude. So, but I was petrified. So I'm trying to give them the understanding of fight or flight and that emotion that pops up. And I told them, I said, Jacob's trouble is going to be a very fearful thing for everyone. You're going to see bodies all over the ground. I kind of try to give them a little bit more of a, they all watch anime, so they could kind of understand, because I can give them references, and they be like, oh, okay, something like that. I say, yeah, bro, it's going to be on some type shit. Like, you got to look at it like this. Every man is tough until shit really hit the fan. Every man says they got faith until their faith is actually put on the line. Everyone thinks that they're going to be able to get out of, or they're going to have the faith enough to fight off 5 men, and they got their woman and children in the crib, and it's just them. You going to take matters in your own hands, or you going to trust in the Lord? All right? Everybody always talks a good game until the game's actually ready to be played. It's like a football player who be like, yo, I'm the fastest in the school, but you never train. Right. Then the season come and you out of shape.
You racing untrained people.
You go outside on the corner because you naturally are better than everybody because you go outside on the corner and you racing people on your block. When you got these dogs, that's training all year round to get ready to take your spot. They know you're supposed to be the bull. But you go to training camp, you get no training all summer. You go to training camp without training, think you're going to get in shape in training camp because you're the bull. And you had this kid that wasn't as good as you, but he trained all winter and summer long. He get to camp, he look good. You out here looking like a slouch, throwing up. He out here conditioned. Coach going to be like, well, look, he gonna have to take a seat. Somebody else gonna take that spot, or he ain't gonna make the team because he wasn't as good as the other players. It's always next man up, right? And the thing about the thing about this truth and what's gonna come down to Jacob's trouble is everybody talks a good game about their faith, about their strength, about their guns, about their weapons, about what they gonna do, what they should do, how they gonna do it. At the end of the day, when it all comes down, it's gonna be all out chaos. And literally, those who are prepared mentally and spiritually are going to be ones who are going to survive out of this. Not the ones who are, now mind you, didn't say that physicality, it won't be involved. Right. Because it will be instances where it's going to be you versus them.
That's why I said physical exercise profiteth little. Well, let me grab this. Brother Mike Allah brought out
Shalom, Maki.
Jeremiah 9:23-24. Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, thus saith Yahweh.
And that's a beautiful precept and spot on, brother. Because a lot of brothers are sit here and talk all the good game. My faith this.
Yo, I know this.
I know this.
I've been
I know
teaching
that.
for this long.
I've been doing it exactly. But then when it's time,
I trained MMA, bro.
Because it's true. Because mind you, and I'm glad you brought up fighting, right? You got a brother, hear me out, that trained in boxing, but then he get into a street fight. That shit's out the window. Yeah, the concept and everything is there, but a brother kicking you while you trying to sit here and box.
Or you trying to box and motherfucker grapple you.
Grappling.
And you ain't got no grappling in your game.
Exactly. So you just, all that you learn is out the window because you hitting the fire. Now, either you gonna let your instincts kick in. Now, mind you, your instincts, I'm comparing it to the wisdom of the scriptures, right? Because your instincts will be what you've learned. Because mind you, let's just say you got a person start grappling you, right? But because you were well trained or you were well learned in the truth, you knew that you're not allowed to let a person get too close anyway. So you jab, keep him at a distance. He try to grapple, you jab and you back up. You know, you
whoa. You keep kick in Muay Thai.
Exactly. Or something like that. But you got to be prepared for it. Most people are not prepared for Jacob's trouble. No, actually, even the men of the Lord are not prepared. The only thing we can personally prepare is our faith.
It says the scriptures say to prepare spiritually, roughly paraphrasing, more or less.
That's the only thing you can prepare.
The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So we don't war after the flesh, we war after the spirit. So therefore, since we're warring after the spirit, we train after the spirit. Is that make sense? You train in regards to how you perform, or the fight you fight. If you're in a gunfight, you train shooting. If you're in a fist fight, you train boxing. We're training a spiritual fight, therefore what? We train spiritually by what? Exercising our faith, our wisdom, and just our humility, bro.
Bro, you gotta exercise. You gotta exercise your faith muscles the same way you exercise your actual body. And how do you do that? Daily exhortation. Always being in the truth, speaking about the truth, talking about the truth,
being immersed
in it. Like literally, I just got to talking about my boys. My boys at work now are all you hear long. These Edomites.
So you're immersed in it. So everywhere you go,
and then every time
you bringing people in.
And every time I have a coaching conversation to better them, I always bring up a scripture. Like literally, like they'll be like, I'll be like, yo, man, fellas, I know I always. And you know what's crazy? They're so bought into to at least this much of it where they actually enjoy when I speak. Like you'll notice they go from they playing around like, yo, fellas, and I'll quote a scripture and then I start going down a rabbit hole and they get quiet and everybody just like, yeah, well, word, oh. Like we was talking about King David and we was talking about spiritual power earlier too because we got into that because of Jacob's trouble. We went down that rabbit hole, which I know this is this man's favorite, you know. But I'm saying all this to say is you got to constantly exercise your faith to be able to even withstand a day in Jacob's trouble. You're not understanding. Hear me out. You got to constantly train for just to withstand at least a day in Jacob's trouble.
Yeah, grab Isaiah 33:6 and then grab the
finish that first.
I want to say Psalms 110. I'll go. You finish. I grab it. Okay. It's gonna go perfectly with what you just said.
Okay. Finish it out with 2 Esdras 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, Then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Now, how do we know this is going on? Look what's going on around the world with the wars and rumors of wars. Look what's going on still in Gaza. Now they're starving these people. After they can't bomb them no more, they're starving them now. Look at the upticks in the war machine in China and Taiwan. Look what's going on in Thailand and Cambodia. Already started shooting missiles and people already died. You're already hearing more and more upticks of people being mad at the FJs. Everybody now anti-Semitism, what they call it, right? Anti-Semitism. Even though it's Shemitic, but anti-Semitism is now freely open. Before you get straight ostracized for saying something about them, now everybody doing it, right?
Can't knock the collective.
Uproars of the people, right?
Yeah.
People are starting to talk about the opioid epidemic and the depression rates and the marriage rates. People are talking about the great famines and the pestilence. Right now, there's an uptick in so-called COVID. I know a nurse practitioner. Where
I ain't seen COVID in a minute, and I work in the healthcare.
Oh no, they did.
And I work in the healthcare.
This
I ain't
past,
seen it in a minute, bro.
well, because they don't talk about it as much as they used to.
Bro, I work in the healthcare industry. I haven't seen a COVID case.
Well, I just got them talking.
in
Okay.
months.
I be feeling with certain cases.
Yeah.
I don't see shit.
No, but I'm just saying,
I know what you mean.
I'm used to getting a COVID.
Yeah, because it's no longer the
every
narrative.
other day.
Because everything that they were calling COVID before was not all COVID. So it would be like common cold, they called it COVID. You got the flu, they called it COVID. You had nausea, you was nauseous, COVID. Oh, you broke a bone? COVID. Now it's ironed itself out. But she's saying there's an uptick in COVID going on right now, which we already know is just a common cold or flu, or a strain that was weaponized by the government. We ain't gonna get into all that right now, right? But we're starting to see an uptick of turmoil around the earth, and we know through Matthew 24 chapter and what the brothers read right now that the Lord spoke of these things. All right.
Yep. 2 Esdras 9 and 9. No, I'm sorry. 5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Mm-hmm. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
So now look, endings, effects, and signs. So we know that this is the beginning of sorrows, or we're getting close to the end because of the endings, effects, and signs. The Lord says He's going to send us signs. We won't know the day or the hour, but we're going to know signs. Look what's going on around the world with these crazy ass earthquakes, volcanoes going off, tsunamis, right? We're getting all this. We're getting wars, rumors of wars. Then now Turkey now has a new thermo something bomb that is the largest in world history. Why does Turkey have a thermo something? Guess what? Weapons of war for what? Destruction. Because the Lord is the one that's opening up His armory.
They're ultimately getting ready for what the Valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yep, the
right?
Valley, yep.
Yehoshaphat, which is when Yehoshua come down to wage war against the nation. They're building up that arsenal. Yahweh is putting a spirit on the smiths to create these weapons so that Yehoshua be like, yo, hey son, listen, I'm preparing them, the mighty men of the world, so you got something to fight against to make it more interesting.
Yeah, because it ain't gonna be interesting.
I know.
He said, I'm not gonna look up a finger.
It's literally no difficulty.
He's like, look,
bro.
just make it look good. Make it look
But
good.
he just say, it's gonna look good, but it's gonna do zero damage. You ever see like an anime? It'd be like a crazy ass powerful move.
Yo, they be like this. They like, I'm gonna give him like
a couple Kamani houses like that.
Yeah,
He shot one and it was enough
like this.
Like Broly walked through the joint. That's like, damn.
Bro, you say got the Isaiah?
Let me finish this last little 7. 2 Esdras 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
So look, guess what? And it just basically co-signed us right now that the only way to get out of this is your faith. You need to be training your faith like a boxer. Think about it. A boxer will fucking train for 9 months just for one day.
Yeah, one
fight,
day,
bro.
dog.
Guess what? We are training right now just for one day. That great hour. That great when Yahushua comes back. And that's what it is. We're training right now. We in a battle. I got y'all in a battle now for one day.
bro.
For one day.
One day.
One day.
And then after that, it's going to be eternity.
To make your calling and election sure. Period. We're training right now to get our calling and election sure. You got to think about how many people are unprepared or not prepared. Right?
Let me bring that out because that's that next verse where brothers don't be. Oh, watch this.
Well, brother, I mean, that's why you're concordant.
Yeah, flames. 2 Peter.
Give us free.
1 and 10. It says, wherefore the 2 Peter 1 and 10 and 11 is what you're going into. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Savior Yahushua.
Exactly. That's what we want. So that's what we're doing right now. We are basically boxers training for that great fight. Right? And that great fight is going to be to get that entrance into the kingdom of heaven, man. Straight and narrow path, man. You got to be hardened. Like literally, you got to be hardened in your spirit. Your spirit got to be hard at this point. Because bro, and I got to be honest. If you've ever been in any kind of danger, and I'm pretty sure plenty of you people have, if you ever felt that initial fear, the first thing that happens is your brain goes to fight or flight. Flight will be turning back and getting away. Fight will go, I got to get through this to get to where I need to go. Most people are going to be in flight. And this is why they're going to be caught up and die. But those who endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Or be ye faithful unto death, and I shall give thee a crown of life. But those are the people who fought through it, not ran away from it.
Some of the standard also has a way of escape where it could be a magnificent flight away. Which
Well, look, yeah, but to get to there, you had to first show your faith, which was you were ready for the fight.
You were ready for the fight.
Yeah, so all that. Yes, the if you get past the danger, or you can fight through the danger, then you will get that flight.
You know,
and the Lord will remove you from it because you proved yourself.
You know, people usually, when you watch movies, people freak out in danger.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They just scream and freak out.
And that's what makes them die faster.
Yep.
Like think about all the horror movies. Now, mind you, we know it's horror movie, but think about it, right? Jason, this man walking, he like this the whole time. And how did everybody die? They be not thinking, being all frantic, and then they found trip, break an ankle. Now they sitting there crawling, and he just sitting there walking. Instead of thinking, all right, we can see him in our sights. We got to keep him in our sight. Spread out. You go here. Now he got to figure out which way he gonna go first. And then whoever, bro, is thinking, having faith in your brethren. Bro, it is a bad man, bro. But I'm just saying, like, bro, he got to die somehow.
It's plot armor.
It's plot armor. But what it is he got a demonic spirit on him, right? And we believe in Yahweh Shemel Shah, so that motherfucker died. I mean, you got to go, bro. He walk up on us like, Yahweh Shemel Shah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Absolutely. But no, seriously though, your faith is your ultimate weapon. Your faith is your ultimate weapon. I'm going to say this again. Your faith is your ultimate weapon. You can be physically fit. That might get you out of Jacob's trouble maybe the first 2-3 days. But if the writing on the wall is for you to go, then you're going to go. If you don't have any faith in the Lord and you want to take things matters in your own hands, you're going to go. You got to understand something. Everything is going to be a cumulation of everything. So, yes, you might be a brother that just started fasting, but you notice, damn, I can get through 3-4 days while fasting. That was the Lord preparing you. But why were you fasting? Usually most people that fast that I know that are young, it's either through health or for the Lord. But guess what? You still have to have faith that the fasting is going to work. Right. And where did you learn fasting from? Most of us learned it from reading the scriptures. Let's be realistic. So guess what? You do fasting because you're preparing for something. That's the Lord preparing you. Or you mean you might be going to the gym. You might be, because you see that even the elders and apostles, right? They be, now you see Apostle Tahar, Gabar, they slim now. Yeah. These brothers is, they look good, man. The brothers look good, man. You got it all praise to the Most High, but you got to get double honest. The brothers look good, man. And that's a great,
no bullshit.
And they on no bullshit, and that's a great testament to show the congregation because they're showing good works, right? But guess what? Even that is going to be added to the pie. Guess what? Them brothers that are running and moving and being a little bit more active, guess what? It's going to help them be saved. Mind you, that's also more faith, and I'm going to tell you why. Now think about it. Let's just say something happens, the earth opens up. We always use this one. Are you going to be that guy that's hanging off the ledge and you can't do a pull up and pull yourself up? Or are you going to be that guy that can hold on with one arm, hold it on like, I can hold on for a little while. Yo, you're good down there? And then you pull yourself up to safety. But guess what? You put in the work to be able to. It's the same thing in the scriptures. You in season, out of season, you putting this work, you building your faith, you're reading, you're giving daily exhortation. However that looks, you might just be talking to brothers, breathing life into them. You might be breathing life into an Israelite who not even know he an Israelite yet, but you try and give him game. Bro, the Lord sees all things. Your works are not going unnoticed just because they're not as a spectacle.
Elect right now that matter of fact, you know how crazy the Lord is. What I find very dope. There's brothers that would deny who in the scriptures denied it in the Paul. And then Paul was first saw it and chalked it, they didn't want to do nothing with it, and then the Lord made him Paul, made him go through the situation. Like kind of like denied it and didn't really refuse, didn't want to do nothing. It's something.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's something like that, because I know something with the horse or whatever. But in general, there's brothers who actually refused, and I kind of did that myself when I first came to the truth. I didn't really hearken when he first said. I kind of was like, well, all right, whatever, that's what's up. And then now I'm full-fledged into the situation. And man, that's a beautiful thing how the Lord would have the brothers stubborn and rebellious, and they end up just being one of the squad. That's amazing. That's amazing. That what I think is really fire.
That's why like people that you give the word to, like you can't oppress anybody in this truth because everybody has their season. You know what I mean? Like some fruits grow in this season.
You can't make your fruit grow. We have no power to make any fruit grow. We can only plant seeds.
I would never. I used to be in that. You gotta understand. Everybody got they due process and them coming to the faith. That's why the elect is. That's why it says put on as the elect, long suffering, mercy, bowels of mercy. Like you have to have that spirit. And it's like, listen, the 2/3 they gonna get put to death. That's a fact. You don't know who the 2/3 is. Just because somebody is acting like a 2/3 now, don't mean they always gonna act like that. So that's what sets somebody with the spirit of the elect from somebody who got a worker of iniquity, bro. Now, if you cursing the Lord, then that's a whole different story.
Yeah, you curse the Lord or you profane the Holy Spirit, then hey, look,
that's a different story.
Hey,
but if you just on something like, hey man, I'm gonna get right, it's like, all right, brother, I pray for you. I hope that you get it. And if you don't, hey. It is what it is.
God. And the thing is this, because we're getting closer and closer to Jacob's trouble and the writing's on the wall, brothers, prepare yourselves. And I don't even understand, I honestly don't even know how to tell you to prepare yourself other than just prepare your faith. Because when it hit the fan, I'm sorry, but look, I've been in situations where I was scared. I had a gun put to my head. I'm talking like put to my head and all he had to do was pull the trigger. He had me gripped up on the couch like this. And I remember not actually having fear, but having the feeling of like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. There's nothing I can do to get out of this. I was bigger than this guy, stronger than this guy, but because of that one weapon, I was powerless.
That's humility, bro.
I was powerless. It was like, all right, well, damn. I looked up. I felt that the metal on my head. I'm looked up. I'm like, and I'm not going to lie. I had a feeling of very calm. But then it was on some shit.
Because it was acceptance.
It was like, exactly. This is the fight or flight. It was like, damn, if I'm going to go right now. But I didn't give that, oh, please don't. That was going to put more fuel. Because when I was, because mind you, all right, and just to give a little context, it started off as an argument. Bull acting like he's about to fight me. I said, what's up, let's get it. Obviously, he got scared. He pulled a gun instead. From there, I was like, oh, you got that. I got nothing for you. It emboldened him, and that's when he got even more aggressive, gripped me up, threw me on the couch, put the gun at my head. That's how I got to that point. All right, but I'm telling you, the feeling that I felt, it wasn't like fear. It was more like damn, because I knew he was a pussy. Because I'm like, bro, you called me out. You could have handed me a fair one, but because he saw my stature and how I wasn't fearful of him, I straight like, let's get it then. I think that, oh no, and that's what I mean. But it wasn't my time because the Lord definitely delivered me that.
Yeah, he tried to
intimidate the fuck out of me.
He tried to intimidate
you.
Yeah,
he said he got real aggressive. Yeah, more pussy, yeah,
more
what now? Yeah, we ain't gonna get into that either. We gonna let that one the hell go.
That's a me.
Please.
Sirach 2:2-3. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
So this precept right here should be read. You should read this every freaking day, honestly, because you got to meditate on this. Read it again, and I'm gonna give you understanding why. Read it again.
Sirach 2:2-3. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
Make not haste in the time of trouble, because one thing about when that initial fear hits in that fight or flight, people, all the training, all that martial arts and boxing and training and gun, all of that shit goes out the window when your life is actually on the line. You're going to be frantic, right? I remember, and I hate to keep bringing up stuff from the past, but I remember time when we had a house party. Hear me out. We had a house party. Fight breaks out. Boom, boom, boom. Bull pops the trunk, pulls a gun. This brother and a couple other people running in the same direction. Bull pulls the gun up, and he points. Me, because I'm thinking fear for my brother's life, I get his attention, which was the dumbest shit in the world. But I think it stopped him from pulling the trigger. Because I'm trying to tell you, like, y'all all running down the street.
You're your brother's keeper.
I am my brother's keeper, but I'm being honest.
He had a good shot.
Oh no, he had a good shot. It was like, I don't care how fast you are. Bro, it was, they all running straight. It wasn't like they was zigzagging.
Yeah.
It was, you're gonna hit somebody. And it was like 4 or 5 people running in the same direction. He running with him. So long story short, I don't know what came over me, but remember, you don't know what you're gonna do when things actually arise. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all the story. Trust me, I would never want to go through that situation again. I'm not gonna sit and tell you that
It's a testimony.
this was just a testimony. I'm not bragging about this because this was technically some dumbass shit. But I see my brother running and I'm standing here. So they running down the street and the gunman, you the gunman, you looking in that direction, and I'm like this far from you, like, yo, chill. Because I'm seeing you about to pull the trigger. I'm only thinking about my brother. He don't know that I don't care about the other people running. He just think that I'm trying to ride for whoever the hell is. So he go, what? And he stops this and turns the gun towards me. Man, I haul ass. It was a house party. It was people standing up in front of the steps. I haul ass, and I'm not gonna lie to you. In the back of my head, I'm like, I'm shot. I'm dead.
I seen you dive in the crib.
I threw people, and I dove into the crib.
Superman shit,
Bro, like,
dog.
I straight, through the joint, boom, boom, boom. I told him to shut the door. Whatever, bro. But then, like 20 minutes later, you hear gunshots run off around the corner, doom, and they want one person wound up getting lit up and died, but from the same bull. So it all transpired that night. But I'm being honest. The only reason why I brought that up is because in the moment when you are actually in dire straits, your brain is only going to make 2 decisions: fight or flight. The question is, are you going to bypass those 2 and trust in the Lord? Or are you going to get caught up in your own devices and you're going to make a decision that could get you possibly killed? I'll read it again. This is the only reason why I brought this up. Because that decision that I made could have been deadly for me. But at the same time, I wasn't thinking about myself. I was only thinking about my brother running down the street with a bunch of dickheads. There's a bunch of fucking dickheads, man. They dickheads, bro. I remember that whole crew, dumbasses. They was known for robbing, selling drugs, and stealing cars and shit. Obviously, it was a house party in the hood. You already know. Yeah, we ain't gotta get too much into that. Go ahead.
Sirach 2 and 3. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
So look, we need to build our faith and trust in the Lord, so that at thy last end, we will get the power from the Lord, which could be spiritual power. It could be an angel coming to save you, because you're doing everything right. You're not choosing yourself or your own thought process. You're choosing the Lord and what he was trying to teach us before these times came.
And that's what the brother Mike just says. I don't trust myself. That's why I leave it to the Heavenly Father.
Beautiful. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Trust myself, man.
Yeah, man. And it's the problem. Most people are going to trust themselves because all they're going to think about it. You in the crib and you hear on the news, we've pinpointed, 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter at the bottom, 70 something. We've pinpointed all the people who worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Because mind you, it's going to be a point in time where there's going to be a bounty on our heads. And they're like, yeah, these people worship the devil. They're against our new world order. They're the reason why our system is not working. And it literally says that they're going to be casting some of us into prison, and that they're going to be robbing and taking our goods and our houses and shit. You think that doesn't come with murder? They're going to be killing some of us got to be martyrs. Some of us going to have to die for the cause. Right? But that's why it says, be ye faithful unto death, and I should give the account of life. But understand that you got to trust in the Lord when them times come. You got to trust in the Lord when Jacob's trouble come. You got to trust in the Lord in every step, in every walk, in every step of your life. Right? This shit is not going to be easy. It's not going to be, I don't care how much training you did. I don't care if you're in SEAL Team 6. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't care if you got 12, like I use my father. My father got multiple weapons. Just say they got a nice little arsenal. He even got zombie rounds for his shotgun. Whatever the fuck a zombie round is for. But he got, literally on the box it says zombie rounds. I'm like, all right, bro. But he like, yeah. My dad, because he know we all Israelites, he was talking good game. Yeah. Hey, fellas, you know, your moms was just, we all meet up, same thing, come to my crib, we got the guns, we board up the house. And I'm in my head like, Pop, I hear you. I wholeheartedly hear you. But you thinking about this in a carnal sense. I'd rather be surrounded by brothers who are in the spiritual and feed off that energy because that's going to actually save me versus the carnal. Two or more in the Lord's name.
The Lord is in the midst.
The angels that camp around those that fear the Lord. You fear the Lord, you fear the Lord. All right, brothers, we got to figure out how to come together. Now, mind you, if we make it to my dad crib with an arsenal, but my immediate...
If the spirit don't lead us there, then...
Yeah, but my immediate MO is, all right, actually, all three of us live close to each other now. We're all within 5 minutes from each other. Boom, 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 boom. We got to just come together in some kind of way. If I can get my boys together, get my two brothers together, and I know Parathon out in Lancaster and all that.
And we trying to get the brother to
We trying to get the brother to move down here, but I mean,
the Lord good like that to get it to someone.
Get it here. He just so happened to be in the.
Yo, he said, yo, bro, it just started.
He's like, yo, bro,
I was driving Lyft or something, and it got me down. I don't know how the hell I got down here. I'm like, bro,
and just so happened the Lord made him have to do something where it's some unique way where his kids with him.
His kids is with him. Yep. Yeah,
that's the only thing I really got worried about.
The Lord good.
I gotta get my daughter. I already told everybody straight like this. After I get my daughter, it's up. Where we going? What we doing? Well, I mean, but then we gonna trust in the Lord with that. But people need to understand this shit is not bro. We even how we're speaking right now, it's all a fairy tale because we don't know. Where that get that pray that your flight not be in the winter and also get that John that
Matthew 24.
That is Matthew 24. I did quote that earlier.
I know that was pursuant to 70 AD, but you can take it.
Well, no, but that's still you know what I mean, because mind you, it says we're gonna be vagabonds upon the earth. Meaning we're gonna be drifting. Bro, you ain't gonna have no stationary. Some brothers might get a stationary spot. You might get a freaking. You ever see you seen the movie Zombieland? Where everything was desolate, so you might end up running into a mansion and you living in that joint, and they got stacked up food. Remember, leave the world behind. Right. How the little girl found the bunker with all the food.
That was spiritual.
Yeah, you know what I mean, some brothers might get that, right? Some brothers might be hearing the whisper in their ear. You ever see the movie Knowing, when the angels was whispering to the little kids like, "Yo, it's time to go," and the only ones could hear it was those who were chosen. Mm-hmm. You might get a whisper, and the angel whispering, "Yo, go left. Make sure you go left." Next you know, you about to turn right, you feel a push of air, and it push you left. The Lord dealing, right? Or the Lord might just full out blown give you spiritual power. But I believe only the most faithful gonna get that. Remember, because we got the 144,000 elect men and the 1/3 men, women, and children. So you could be a 1/3 and still get saved up out of it. And not get full-blown spiritual power. He just might just be the guiding you around.
144K.
But the 144,000, those men, you would see them flying around like Flash and shit.
144 getting that.
If you see the new,
I don't know if all of them, but like
I think
on this side,
I don't know if all of them.
I don't know if all of them on this side.
The Lord still got to do His job. The Lord wants His glory.
Bro, 144,000
the world's already over. There's no point in Yahushua coming back.
It's a wrap.
You say it like that.
There's no point in Yahushua coming back.
I can see like
if 144,000 men get spiritual power and they all come together, what nation on the planet? Stop it, Ken. Stop it.
Okay, you say
he gonna have, mind you, the power is only
power.
But I also believe the power is going to be used like this.
It's
when you need it.
Yeah, when you need it.
It ain't going to be on you got it and you got it the whole time.
Yeah,
because you're going to be flying around saving everybody.
Like David too. When David would get delivered in some special way.
Yeah, you get tap into it when
you'll be able to tap into it. You ever watch those like certain animes? How their power's dormant.
Yeah, it's like a what they call like a hidden skill.
Hidden skill.
And then certain things have to be met. Certain
criteria
have to be met.
And then they unlock. Like, oh, he sees his dad die in front of him, and all of a sudden, the Sharingan. Yeah. How remember you had to watch a loved one die or something tragic happen for to unlock. Bro, the Lord might have it to the point where your faith got to be on 1,000, not 100. Faith got to be on 1,000. You just walking like, bro, the Lord got me, and you literally live in this, and you walk into a building, everybody dying around you, but you walking, for some reason, you're not getting touched. The Lord got me, the Lord got me, the Lord got me, and then you start hitting all the criteria, and out of nowhere, at that last moment, when they finally come in, you the last one about to die, and all of a sudden, bro,
and then you get
all of a sudden, like the bullets, you hear something say, fight. Remember, I shall teach thy, look at that, I shall teach thy fingers to fight. Bro, next you know, Your eyes go
What
fiery
what it
red.
say? When the Holy, you shall have power when the Holy,
Holy
Spirit,
Spirit
shall come mightily upon you.
Might
just-
upon you. Yep. Exactly. So the Holy Spirit come upon you, and all of a sudden, you the last person they didn't kill. They try to kill you. The bullets stop midair like Matrix. You looking at them, you
Or King David, where it been like bow still, and
bro,
hit
we
your
talking
body,
about-
and it just
or bounce off. Yeah, but bro, I'm just
Yeah.
speaking, bro. It's different ways, bro. I mean, the Lord's going to use His
Right.
power, and He's going to do the most amazing things we've ever seen, right? But mind you, you got to hit that certain criteria. What is the criteria for the elect? Don't get the criteria for the elect. This is the criteria. If you are not moving like this, then you're more than likely not going to get spiritual power. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Put therefore one as the elect.
Yeah. These are the remember that they touched on the characteristics of the elect.
the Lord was like, what's our John Samad? Joshua 26.
Joshua 26. Yeah, one of you shall put 1,000 to flight.
Yeah.
This is Colossians 3, starting at 12. Put thereon therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach hath forgiven you, so also do ye.
So you
And
got
above all these things put on charity, which is the bond of perfection.
So mind you, if you in your life right now and you in the scriptures, you're doing all these things, you think you're doing the right way, but you don't have these characteristics, 9 times out of 10, and I gotta be honest with you, brethren, you're gonna get caught up in that missile food. You're gonna be a heretic.
You're going to be that Matthew, what,
You-
11, 13?
I mean, I know thee.
I have not known thee.
Yep. You're gonna be one of those.
Uh-huh.
And the reason why you're gonna be one of those is because the Lord says charity covers a multitude of sins.
Yep.
Literally, charity covers a multitude of sins. Like, we don't need to know what your charities are. But one thing I do pride myself on, and this can't pride ourselves on, is having brotherly love. And any brother who's ever come across our camp, I'm talking in physical, around us, they all know it's true. Even our haters that don't like us, usually don't like us because we did too much for them. And they don't like the fact that they feel diminished as a man because we did so much for them. But what they're not understanding is we were doing it because we were compelled to by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And if we want to be like the elect, or we want to be part of the elect, we got to put on like the elect. And one of the main characteristics is brotherly love. And that's how we show our faith unto the Lord. So in turn, it says our labors of love shall not go in vain. Why is that? Because by us doing these things, we're showing our faith with our works, right? And in turn, in Jacob's trouble and in the times of turmoil and trouble, the Lord is going to what? Save us out of it. Protect us out of it, right? It says, the righteous man abides in the shadow of the Most High, right? And hide of himself. Why is that? Because we understand that the only way to be saved out of all of this, not no, I got the incendiary rounds, I got grenades and everything in the crib, dog. You think these Edomites, dog, ain't got shit that you in there? They got drones with guns on them. They can sit in their fucking homes and just, hey, dude, you wanna go nigger hunting? Put your goggles on. And they sitting there flying around in the hoods, killing people. What are your guns gonna do? You don't even see that shit coming. Silencers on it. But guess what? The angels that camp around those that fear the Lord. That shows that faith. So next you know, they flying around, they drones, and the bullet won't hit. It's malfunctioning. I don't know what's wrong with the drone. The drone all of a sudden hits the ground. It was the angel that knocked it out of the sky. We see angels knock out missiles out of the air. What the fuck is a drone to a freaking... what is a drone to an angel? When we see chariots literally knocking missiles out of the sky. So I'm giving perspective here, man. The only thing that's going to keep you safe, man, is your faith, man. Right? Ephesians 6 says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, man. Actually, we can end with that.
Hold on, let's do this. Or we can end with this. That's what I wanted to grab.
Oh, yeah, we can end with that.
That's what I wanted to grab. I'm gonna get Proverbs first. Damn, I think I just
Woo,
This is
hot.
Proverbs.
When you get hot like this, that means the storm going to come in crazy.
Early.
Yeah, but it's going to come down even harder now. You see how you see how it gets humid?
I'm gonna grab this.
Heat rises and then we'll get to it.
Isaiah 33 and 6 first. This is in wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And then Proverbs 9 and verse 10. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased.
Exactly. So the only person, listen, the only being, if you will, is Yahweh that controls all things.
The camera's on us.
no disrespect by Moab. He looking at you like he trying to kill you. Like, Moab, we recording, brother. Like, I mean, like, yo, hey, look, but see, guess what?
Yeah, it makes sense that we're standing here and recording everything out there.
Yeah, bro. But you know, he also old Moab, and they be a little.
Yeah, they
But-
be a little, you know what I mean?
At the end of the day, the only currency, I mean, the only thing that's going to save you out of times is by literally having an abundance of faith, because Yahweh is not playing. Yahweh Shai is the mediator that kept Yahweh at bay. I think you hear that again. Yahweh Shai is the mediator that kept Yahweh at bay. Yahweh transcends space and time. He literally said we are nothing but worms.
The camera's
the
on
camera.
us.
The camera. That's cool.
That's what it is. You want slavery? Fuck it.
I'm not mad at him. Bring out what the bro brought out real quick. Oh, Matthew 7, right? I think he just put out there.
Yeah, the what I quoted,
you
Matthew
quoted
7:23. Yeah, and then I will press unto them, I never knew you, depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
So look, build your faith, humble yourself, because you ain't that strong, you ain't that fast, you ain't got enough guns, and you can't sit here and fight an army by yourself. So guess what? You better pray that Yahweh Shem Shai has mercy on you. You better endure, build up that spiritual currency, which is this daily exhortation, however it looks for you, bro. Whether you talking to one brother, 10 brothers, you helping brothers uplift themselves, you use the scriptures, however you reverence the Lord, put him first. Because trust me, when it hits and that fear cometh, that calamity cometh, we're gonna see who really the men. And when I say really men, I'm not talking about men in the world, I'm talking about men of the Lord. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, by our Dr. Dash. Shalom to the elders and apostles. Shalom.
Shalom.